Hello, I'm Aky Karim and I'm just going to do a little quick prediction video for the upcoming fight between Liam Smith and Canelo, or Saul Canelo Alvarez. Look, it's an intriguing fight. Start off, look at Liam Smith. I'm just looking at his record now. He's got 23 wins, 13 knockouts, which doesn't suggest he's a massive puncher, but if you look at his last 4 victories, they've all come by way of stoppage. So it looks like he's maturing into a sort of a more professional sort of puncher. He's a very compact fighter. He's very well balanced. He likes to fight on the inside. He's got devastating body shots. I remember I was at the fight where he fought Jimmy Kilrain Kelly, finished him with a beautiful body shot. He moves into position very well. He's got good head movement. He's got good lateral movement. He's almost like the middleweight version of sort of like a Ricky Hatton, the way he moves into position for his body shots. He's in a great camp. He's surrounded by winners every day in the Gallagher's gym, you know. He's got Joe Gallagher in his corner. People give him a lot of stick, but actually he can come up with a game plan. I mean, look at the way he came up with a game plan for Corolla versus Barroso. Corolla going in there against a very, very dangerous southpaw puncher. And the game plan worked to perfection. I mean, sometimes he's got it wrong. He got it wrong in the Quigg Frampton fight, where, you know, Quigg started a little bit too late in that fight. But he's a quality trainer. Also, you have to bear in mind that Liam Smith has recently been sparring with Kell Brook. Kell Brook, who looked pretty impressive in the Golovkin fight, let's be honest. I mean, coming up from 147 to 160 to take on a monster. And to be honest with you, I've got nothing but respect for Kell Brook for what he did against Golovkin. And Liam Smith has been sparring with Kell Brook. And Kell Brook obviously is fast. He puts his punches together well. He seemed to be punching pretty hard at 160, even though obviously Golovkin took his shots. I don't know how he took that shot in the second round, the uppercut. But you know, that would have given Liam Smith a lot of confidence, sparring someone that good day in, day out in preparation. And Kell Brook at that time, from what I believe, was sort of going down from 170, 165, so he was quite heavy when he was in sparring. I know Canelo, you know, rehydrates up to the, you know, mid 170s, but you know, he's had that experience of taking shots from a fast puncher who's quite heavy as well. And you know, all around, I really rate Liam Smith. I think he's an underrated fighter, but he's just not had the big fight yet. I mean, his last few names, I mean, I'm looking at his record now: Radosovic, Jimmy Kelly, John Thompson, David Romero, not really fighters with that marquee name. So he's stepping up, you know, in terms of levels to fight Canelo. Canelo is you know, for me, he's one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. His record is you know, phenomenal. 47 fights as a pro. He's got a 67% knockout ratio. He's lost once, but that was against Mayweather. Mayweather's kind of somewhere up here in terms of the level of skills. I don't think there's anyone that can defuse him. The only other person I've seen give Canelo trouble was Erislandy Lara, a very slick southpaw mover, you know, pop shotting him a lot. Liam Smith's not that sort of fighter. Liam Smith's the type of fighter that likes to stand in the pocket, he likes to trade, he likes to use his physicality. And look, Canelo's getting better and better with every performance, and I really rate Liam Smith, but I think he's up against it in this one. If you look at Canelo's record, I mean, look at his last few opponents. Khan was moving up, so we won't really count him, and obviously he's got some suspect chin issues. We won't really count him, although I respect him for stepping up. James Kirkland, big middleweight puncher. Cotto, a Hall of Famer, you know, in the future. Angulo, you know, he's fought people like Lara, like Trout. I mean, he's had Mayweather. He's had the pedigree of fights and opponents. If you compare the two fighters' records, Canelo's record is far better than Liam Smith's. Also, don't forget, Canelo, he sets traps like nobody else. I've spoke to numerous fighters recently who say that Canelo sets traps better than any fighter they've seen. The way he feints, the combinations he throws, the very creative combinations. And if you want to watch a really good video on YouTube, there's a guy that's posted something called Canelo Creative Punching. And you see the way he feints and sets up his body shots, sets up his, you know, uses throwaway shots, sets up big uppercuts. In round 10 against Angulo, he set him up with a beautiful left uppercut. He feinted with the right hand and threw the left uppercut, and it was just beautiful to watch. I mean, this guy truly is one of the greatest fighters out there at the minute. My personal pound, he gets in the top 5 of my personal pound for pound ratings. Look, I don't think this is a mismatch, but I do think in boxing it's all about levels. And Liam Smith, I respect him a hell of a lot for wanting to take on the best in the business, but I just think he may be taking on a fighter who's just slightly too good for him. I don't believe all this stuff about Canelo being flat-footed. I don't think he's a natural mover, but I don't think he's flat-footed. I think he's got better at cutting off the ring, and he's patient, and he will set you up for big power punches. I see Liam doing very well and being very competitive and standing his ground, but I think that could be his undoing. In this particular fight, I see Canelo winning, and there's every possibility that he actually wins by a stoppage down the stretch. If I was to put my mortgage on the outcome of this fight, I'd have to go for a stoppage for Canelo Alvarez, round about the 10th round. But you know, Liam Smith has a chance. He's game. He's a natural 154 fighter. He's not moving up in weight. The height looks negligible. They look about the same height. And I do think he has a chance if he can frustrate Canelo. But I think in this particular scenario, his style is tailor-made for Canelo. I hope I'm wrong, because I always love it when the UK fighters go over there and pull off big upsets. But in my opinion, it's a Canelo victory.